Hi everybody, this is Lindsay Vallandingham with the Symphony Group, and today I'm very excited as we venture on a new path of introducing each and every one of the agents here at the Symphony Group at Keller Williams Global East. And today we are starting with Jeremiah Dowell. Jeremiah is the newest member of the Symphony Group and yet comes to us with a great deal of experience. Let's start with your background in Louisville. What brought you to Louisville? How long you been here?
My family is rooted in Louisville. PRP, Valley Station area, some of that spread all around, and then all the way out to Shelby County. And then we landed in Hardin County originally because my father was in the military.
Okay, so south of Louisville, yeah.
Yeah. Now I live in Oldham County. So I had a career in law enforcement that led me out to Oldham County, and then I retired from there.
So you have a vast knowledge of the entire sort of metro area.
Yeah, I stretched from one to the other.
You said a career in law enforcement. Tell me a little bit about that.
I was a police officer for 20 years, and I started in Northern Kentucky. My last 12 years, I retired from Oldham County Police.
So what led you to real estate?
Well, my wife and I always had an interest in working on homes, investing in our home, working on projects. And then towards the end of my career, we bought an Airbnb in LaGrange.
Oh, cool.
The Cozy Express does very well, and that gave us more time to focus on what we really liked, was taking a home, making it really inviting, getting to work with the hospitality industry and clients and seeing what people like. So towards the end of my career, I needed to find something that was going to hold my interest and utilize what I learned in law enforcement while working with people, and that led me to real estate.
That's really interesting. I love to hear how people ended up in real estate, and I think the fact that you had this opportunity through investment that sort of opened your eyes and opened doors to this industry is pretty cool. So knowing what you know now that you've been in real estate for a while, are there parallels that exist between like your previous career in law enforcement and the career you have now?
There is. There definitely are. In law enforcement, your biggest challenge every day is gaining someone's cooperation and negotiating and getting people through some of their most challenging emotional moments.
Sure.
Right. And that's very parallel to the real estate industry, because whether people will admit it or not, buying a home is an emotional choice. Yeah. Now, they like to think it's an investment, and it is, and it's financial investment. But when you walk in a home, that feeling you get when you're excited, that's an emotion. That's what drives you to either buy the house, sell the house, walk away from the house, what have you. So learning how to help people navigate through those emotions to get from one end to the other, from the beginning of the decision to the next. Yeah, so I think that law enforcement does parallel real estate. Mm-hmm. You are basically helping people negotiate problems in their life.
Sure.
That's what it comes down to. And it's about creating relationships with people and helping them negotiate their problems.
Yeah.
So that's how they're very similar in that direction. Some are very emotionally involved and some aren't.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about police world. Sometimes they're really bad problems, sometimes they weren't. And that's how home selling is too. Sometimes it can be complicated, sometimes it's very easy. And it's all about just managing those emotions and helping people work through their problems.
Absolutely. Well, and I imagine too, there's an element of trust building that has come into both careers, because, we have to earn people's trust because we have to act as their fiduciary.
Right. Yeah, both careers have required me to gain people's trust in a short matter of time.
Absolutely.
In real estate, you have a little more time to sit down and talk with people. That there isn't that critical element of time pressing against us. But it's all about taking the time, fostering that relationship, getting people to trust you. Because you don't have a home in your pocket to sell them. You're selling yourself, right? You have to get them to see that you are the person that's going to get them from point A to point B. It's going to get them across the finish line.
I'm thinking to myself, you make an excellent realtor for a lot of people, but you probably are really great with certain folks. And I'm imagining people who have been in your position before, people who have been in law enforcement, first responders, that sort of person might really tie into where you're coming from, because you guys are going to start from that level of trust. Right.
Yeah. So I've worked with a lot of first responders already.
Yeah.
And it's because I understand what they're going through. Like for instance, police, they don't always make the most money, but they don't want to live in an area they work the most.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They don't want to live in an area they're constantly respond to on calls. Yeah. So, and I understand the demands of shift work and having to have a quiet area. I understand all that. So I have that rapport with the first responder community, and it goes just beyond that. You know, my wife's a nurse, so she, you know, I understand the nursing community, and I have many ties to people in the fire department, so I understand the demands that come with that. And having the right place to live is paramount. You know, it's so important. So I worked with a lot of first responders, but I mean, I also work with a lot of first-time home buyers too. You know, just taking the time to build that relationship and explain things to people that need that time for you to invest in them and walk them through what could be a complicated process.
Let's shift gears. Let's talk about some fun things.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What's your favorite Louisville area restaurant?
You know, if I want to go high end, I want high, you know, fancy date night.
Yeah.
I really like Steak and Bourbon. That's a nice place.
That's a really nice place.
You know, but if I'm looking for a place that's just like, hey, I want a good quick meal, it's in Oldham County. It's Bully Barbecue. Great little
Bully Barbecue.
Bully Barbecue.
I haven't been there.
Great little barbecue place. Yeah, right there on 42. Can't miss it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. I have to check that out. What's your favorite Louisville event? We're a town known for events.
Obviously, the Derby's right up there, right? It is like the event.
It is.
Right? I mean, it's the event. But I really, you know, my family and I, we like the Bats games.
Oh, yeah.
I really like going to the Bats games. It's just a great atmosphere. You know, it's not too expensive, and everybody can enjoy baseball. You know, so it's
I love the Bats games.
Yeah, right up there. Derby and then Bats games, right underneath it. Yeah.
I think they're so fun because it's such a relaxing night. You take your whole family.
Yeah.
It's very just
pick the right
chill
seat,
environment.
pick the right time. Don't sit in the sun and cook. You know, just where it's nice and shade. You enjoy, you know, all the smells, the sounds. It's fun. It's vibrant. You know, kids have a good time.
It's awesome. I love the Bats. Go Bats. Speaking of the Derby, the Derby, for those who don't know, is not just a 2-minute race. At least not in Louisville. It's not.
Right. Yeah.
It is a 2-week-long festival event.
Starts in April.
That's right. What's your favorite Derby event?
I would probably have to say Thunder. You know, this year, obviously, you know, this was a year we did not get to have Thunder over Louisville because of all the rain. But having the fireworks go off, I mean, even if you're not there and you're watching it for the TV, it's awesome.
Yeah. I've heard it's one of the biggest fireworks shows in the nation.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it really hurt not to see it this year because, I mean, but we did go down to it one year and went to the Bat Stadium and watched it from the Bat Stadium and had a great time. It is such an awesome. Now they have the drones too, doing the drone shows.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So yeah, highly recommend if you haven't done that, go down, get tickets to the Bat Stadium that day, watch the games, watch the show. It's awesome.
Jeremiah, to close this out, if you had one bit of advice that you could share with homeowners and home buyers, what would that be?
I think it would be to start as soon as possible. If you start to think, hey, I think this is going to be the year we move, we want to sell, buy, what have you, it's our first home, it's our third home, start early, start planning. The market can move really fast at times for people, and nothing is more frustrating than seeing that dream home slip away and go to somebody else. So I tell people, start early, have everything lined out, have your pre-approval, talk to your realtor, have everything set in place so that when the home presents itself, you are ready to move.
Absolutely.
So I think it's just start early, have everything lined out ahead of time. A lot of planning will lead to perfect execution.
Absolutely. You can be successful if you talk to you in advance and get a plan
ahead.
together. That's
plan
right.
Ahead.
At Symphony Group, we are here to help you find your perfect key. For more information, please reach out to us at symphonyrealtygroup@gmail.com.